let's welcome Robbins. Yeah, you drove over the mountains.
Yes.
Be here with us.
Give me 13 seconds.
Take your time. And Mara, who also, you're the launcher of the Poets Against Pipeline.
Yes. Is that? Oh, I have it backwards because I did really good with everybody else. There we go.
Thank you.
All right. I've got all my props and. Hi, everybody. I am reading in solidarity with Ashland, Oregon, and a name I'm really not sure how to pronounce, Georgia. Tbilisi. Tbilisi. Who? Tbilisi, Georgia. Never heard of it.
Not Georgia on this continent, the other Georgia.
Okay, so I like interactive stuff, and we have certainly not had the situation in Floyd County that you have had in Charlottesville. We've had a little petri dish microcosm of it encapsulated by a rally and ride for Confederate pride after a couple of hateful horsemen rode into town and a few weeks before waving their flags. So we had an event, yes, in Floyd, we had an event called Show Up for Love for Floyd.
You didn't tell us, Polly, what was really going to happen.
Yeah, right? People taking their t-shirts off right and left. Look, but I have another one on here. T-shirt poetry activism. So I invited everybody to wear hearts to be part of this event, which we showed up for like lots of different things. Now, I didn't ask everybody to wear hearts on their sleeves, but people took it upon themselves to like put hearts on their sleeves, and I somehow did not get any hearts on my sleeve, and I decided it was because I needed the poets to put the hearts on my sleeves. So if you guys would be so kind as to, I have 2 Sharpie markers here, the broad one is probably going to be better, to put some hearts on my sleeve while I'm reading, I would be greatly appreciative. The first poem is called After the Revolution, the Groceries. On Saturday, the streets were flanked with riot gear. Riot gear full of rioters who would not riot unless rioted. No, wait, the rioters were on the sidewalks. That's still legal, riot? Riot this. The riot's in your mind. How do we remember conviction when what's rioting belief could be its own riot? By believing? By Tuesday, we believe that believing in riots ruins the rest, so we rest for a minute, go to meetings, and stop by the store afterwards for milk and cat food. We talk in the aisles about the riot we barely believe in anymore. Is there a war? Were there snipers on the sidelines? What's relevant? Agenda folded into our pockets, we make our way through the rest of the hurricane to our keys. It's a long way through a few more conversations. We would not shoot at you, probably since we do not own a gun. We learned to aim, but never once yelled, fire! Sling our words over our shoulder because truths, like groceries, are significant to resist. There's milk for the morning, hungry cats. Scooping the riot into a bucket, we trudge down to empty it over the fence. What lengths will it take to reach empathy? We feel for them, sometimes. They might feel for us, somewhere under the seat where the keys fell.
Wow.
This is a poem called Change for a Song of Heart. And for those of you who like forms, it's a glossa. This is for you, Beth. And it opens with an epigram by Beth Weaver Kreider. Bless this whole chaotic, messy world, all these proud, these tragic, these hopeful, shameful, wounded, healing hearts. Slip inside the healing when you can. a mess of reconstruction before building a newer, brighter reason to keep offering your heart to those who still don't know how to hold a fraction of the struggle you have seen. Thinking that an unfurled flag's enough to wave and strike anew these old, old formulas for change. When I reconcile this grief still curled, I'll bless this whole chaotic, messy world. I'll sleep under the comfort it can bring and listen for new lyrics to the song. I know it like my fingerprints, which is to say, identifying me, and each small spiral loosening my palm. The tune's the same. Translation is traumatic. How to build when hammers are for danger, how to warn for what will overcome. We'll weave somehow ancestral fabric with all those proud, those tragic moments that have shaped us all. I listen when I can to hear you breathing. I take a breath and sing when I can sing. Sometimes hope is given or it's taken somewhere far beyond this broken call. Such piercing brings me solace when I'm able to see past lost tradition and still bring the light of free expression into darkness, dark thoughts of the moment to the table. The yearning of these hopeful, shameful mornings when the harmony is lost brings urgency to empathy, reveals a rhythm lacking yesterday. We shall not be moved becomes you shall be removed. What we might finish, first we need to start. An industry threatening our waters, it shall be removed. Substitute anything that might support and sanctify the part where we bless our wounded, healing hearts. One more, short, it's really short. So this, 3 t-shirts. So this is the poem that got me kicked out of 2 out of 3 DEQ hearings. It's a tiny little, sort of innocuous poem, I would say, by Mace Sarton. I picked it because it was short and I had important comments to give, but you know, it was threatening to the DEQ in regards. The DEQ is the Department of Environmental Quality, and they are currently responsible for approving the 401 water certifications for the Atlantic Coast Pipeline and the Mountain Valley Pipeline. And if they deny those certifications, the pipeline can't be built. So we're really hoping that they do the right thing, given that you can't build these pipelines safely. And this was one of the things that got me kicked out was this empty glass of water that was in Farmville. The first time I went a little bit over, kind of like I'm doing now. So this is a glass of water. Here is a glass of water. Glass of water by Mace Sarton. Here is a glass of water from my well. It tastes of rock and root and earth and rain. It is the best I have, my only spell, and it is cold and better than champagne. Perhaps someone shall pass this house one day to drink and sit a spell, go on his way. Someone in dark despair as once I was when I drank down cold water from a glass, drank a transparent health to keep me sane before the bitter mood had gone again. Thank you. As an organizer and an activist, I believe poetry needs to be a part of all of this. So if any of you have any ideas, let me know, or get my email address from Polly with my permission to share it, because we poets, we need to use our voices to make change. Thank you, Polly.
Nora.